What's up, everyone? It's Lugo, back with Fat to Fit day 136. Today we had our secondary deadlift session and a deadlift single. This is 440, moved pretty well. Top single was 473. Honestly, moved pretty well still. Like everything was very nice today. I kind of moved stuff around as I usually do during the session. And before because I added some stuff as well. Here's the top set of pause deadlifts, 1x5 at 374. And I had to like re warm up for pause deadlifts because I forgot to warm up with pause deadlifts for my main single because I do a single, just regular deadlift, comp deadlift, and then I do pause back downs on this day, and I forgot to warm up. I usually warm up with pause deadlifts so that way I don't have to go back down. But I had to go back down because I wasn't like I don't think I was really ready for the pause deadlifts. But everything moved well. It's kind of surprising with with deadlifts that everything's I'm feeling this strong on deadlifts still. And historically, I'm doing like the lowest amount of deadlift volume I've ever done. Like I think I'm pushing bench and squat more. Like I have a set more each on those than I do on deadlift, and deadlift's still moving well. But I'm starting to add more posterior chain stuff because I feel like I can handle more, and I feel like I'm not doing enough to strengthen my hamstrings. Like I was doing a seated ham curl and then a laying, but I feel like this deficit stiff leg lighter and I added good mornings on the next day are gonna do more for me than doing two ham curls. So I took out laying hamstrings off of my leg day, my quad day, and I put in good mornings over it. Just two sets, nothing crazy. Just because I feel like I should be doing something to strengthen them, and in like the lengthened position, I believe is what it is, where you're like lengthening them, and then ham curls like shortened or something. I'm not too sure about the not resistance profiles. I don't know what it's called, but like I should be doing more strengthening movements and taking out deficit stiff legs and taking out good mornings. I feel like I've kind of lost some hamstring strength. So I'm removing one of the bodybuilding hamstring curls and putting in more strength stuff. Basically, is the gist of that. And this day, this first movement was pullovers, but I feel like I was having a problem with pullovers where I'm getting too much tricep um, on the specific pullover machine, which is kind of unfortunate because I really do like that machine, but I just feel like I'm not getting enough of what I'm trying to do on it. So I swapped it out for a wide neutral grip pull down for the Terry's, kind of target a little bit more, not touching all the way down, which again you don't need to touch all the way down your chest on these. Letting it stretch out a little bit at the top. Like I don't get why people are just like so strict on form with pull downs when it's like you don't need to touch the chest. You're not missing out on anything by going all the way down, right? And so I was cutting a little bit short just to see, and I definitely felt it a good amount more in my terries. And when I'm saying I took off my shirt, but it was very cold, so I did put it back on in between sets because it is getting colder here in California, and yeah, it's not fun with just a tank on. So I was putting it back on. I'm intermittently putting my sweater on as well when I get cold between exercises, but this is where the workout also changes again. Where this slot was barbell rows, but when I was looking at my program, I was like, if I can handle doing barbell rows, which I can, I feel like that spot would just be better to do another lower back exercise specific with more hamstrings, and then plus an upper back movement where I'm focusing on upper back. So I split it, and I'm doing deficit stiff legs right after my pause, and then this movement is a more of like a rounded over upper back specific movement so that I could get more out of my upper back. Because I feel like barbell rows, they serve a decent purpose, but you could get more out of doing different movements than doing a barbell row specifically. And I just felt like I could get more, and I could get more out of my lower back and hamstrings. So I split it into two different movements. And so all of my accessories after deadlifts are chest supported or, stable, because I'm already doing stuff that's going to really tax my erectors and my hamstrings. And so all my upper back work is that way. If I wasn't doing deadlifts specifically, I'd probably have something like a bent over row first to get that erector, muscle and the hamstrings lengthened. But I'm already doing deadlifts, so I don't need to be doing bent over rows. It's pretty redundant. Even though I do like doing bent over rows, I feel like I'm definitely lacking in my upper back, and partially because I'm not doing enough chest supported stuff and really letting it stretch and go here. This is my first time using this hammer strength machine, and this was nice. I was trying to get more of like a parallel position and out wide here with this one, as opposed to like going a little bit lower. And I think the multi grip row was like somewhere right here and with my hand position. This one's a little bit more higher elbow position, a little bit more straight. Really trying to drive them back, getting a little bit of rear delts involved. And then I finished off with a Kelso shrug finisher, which is something that I think is really good if you have shitty traps, shitty mid back. You basically just finish your chest supported row, and you just try to drive your scapula back and pinch your shoulder blades to get some extra like trap volume, so you don't have to do like shrugs. Because I mean, I don't hate doing shrugs, but it just feels like I could get what I'm getting from shrugs from just doing like two sets of Kelso shrugs after my back movements, and then I don't have to pull out a barbell and load plates. In my opinion, at least, right? Some semi fat, not semi, well, fat, power lifter again. But here I'm doing some. I believe I called these step forward cable curls, but as I've come to learn, they're called Bayesian curls, where you just kind of let the arm drift behind and like pin your shoulder back and let your arm stretch. I've done these on and off. I kind of swapped them out and then I brought them back in because I think I was doing them wrong, where I was letting my arm come forward and pull instead of just letting it stay behind my torso. And letting it stay back here where I was doing it was honestly pretty nice. Like it felt a good, deep stretch, which is what I want out of the movement. As opposed to like I was letting my arm drift forward like this and like curl it up. Yeah, I moved on to this is a prime preacher curl. You already know if you've been here, but awesome preacher curl machine. Did a little bit of kind of higher reps. I think this no, I think it was the same reps. I got 8 and I got 7. And on my last set I did like a triple drop set. Because the total weight on the machine was 55 pounds, not including the loading peg, because I don't know what it weighs. But I was again moving the weight up and down from the middle peg again. I don't know exactly what it does, but I know that it gets easier when you move weight up top. Changes the resistance profile, I believe is what it is. And I just know that it feels good. And I was doing a little bit of a hump business here, which is kind of counterproductive. I wanted to get more reps, so it is what it is. But yeah, here's the last set. I only got 5, so I was like, fuck it. I'm not doing any more biceps for a few days. I'm just gonna go a little bit ham here, and then I did a triple drop set, which is I took 10 off the top twice, and then I took 10 off the middle to get like a really good drop set. I think I recorded all of it, but yeah. So here it was 35 and 10 in the middle, which was before it was 45 on top and 10 in the middle. So this is I think I got like 3 and then another 3 and then I think I got another 3. So nothing crazy really, just really trying to keep the form intact, which I know the video is going to end soon, but I want to talk about properly doing drop sets, because when I see people do drop sets, they like let their form go to shit on reps and their set after that initial first set, which I think is completely wrong. I think when you do drop sets, you want to keep the form that you were using before intact, and really, because that's really the form that's going to target the muscles the most, right? You don't want to just, fuck the weight up. No diddy, but you really want to keep that intact, so you're targeting the musculature even if you still get lower reps, because it's going to be more conducive to growth. So when I do drop sets, I only got what, an extra like 9 reps, but they were all good, solid reps where I was just in the biceps. But that's pretty much it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed, consider leaving a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow for day, I believe, 137, and we're gonna hit hopefully a decent, squat single here tomorrow. Thanks for watching.